Light Bright here. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a update. We're still fighting with WCB. Still want them to pay a certain amount of bills. I'm now trying to go after them for lawyer fees on the count of workers' advisors are not doing their job as promised. Their department supposedly is not there to contest or argue the point of law and policy for WorkSafe. Their job, I guess, is to tell us, the injured worker, just why you shouldn't attest anything that the board says, and that there is nothing that can be done. So if this is the fact and they're not going to fight for a worker and they're not going to challenge law and policy of WorkSafe BC, why are they there? I would like to see a whole disabling of this whole system, workers' advisors. I bet you if they put out and asked people if they thought that the worker advisor's office was helpful, they would probably get an overwhelming response of no, especially if you're in a complicated matter. I was told by workers' advisors not to attest anything right from day one, March 20th, 2003. Actually, I think it was day 2, March 5th, 2003, when I phoned them and asked them some questions about how WCB works. They didn't even tell me the proper things. Our case had so many mistakes in it that there is proper evidence to say that the worker advisors didn't even see it. They're not there to help us. And you know, the funny thing is, all us seriously injured workers, we know that. We know that they're not there to help us. We know that they're there for WorkSafe. And it doesn't really matter. I had one of the adjudicators once tell me that in the beginning, when they first put the worker advisor's office together, he said it was about the first year they were getting very snotty, ignorant letters written to them. So they had to establish something where they could meet these worker advisors so that they would then become personal. You're not allowed to know your person that you're involved with, like their case file. You know their number, you know everything about them, but you don't even know what they look like. Yet they had to go and meet with the team at workers advisors every year so they could meet them to see what they're all about. Collaboration? Oh yeah. You and I all know that. Institutionalized private insurance, workers' compensation? It is. It's privatized insurance. That's what it is. The Canadian government can't do anything. They know all about this. I know they know, because I personally sent an individualized letter to every single MLA in the province of British Columbia defining what is going on with WorkSafe and workers' advisors. I have had a complaint put in to the Ombudsman about the workers' advisor's office 3 times. They all tell me the same thing. They can't do anything. There is a clause in the workers' advisors' books that says if they don't see a need to change what is happening to the injured, or they do not see a win in their books, they don't contest it. They do have it written, and I did have it. Where did I have that brought up? I think I could bring it up here again if I can find it. I'll try and find it. It should only take me a second. I did save it in my computer here. Let's see. I think it's right. Cost incurs. Okay, here it is. Here it is. It says, this is the Workers' Advisor's Handbook. Okay. Rule 10.109.10. Workers' Advisors. The duties of workers' advisors are to give assistance to a worker or to a dependent having a claim. Get this now. Except where a worker's advisor thinks the claim has no merit. Can you believe that? They all say that. Every time I've phoned a worker advisor and asked them for advice, they said that they do not see what merit it is that I'm standing on. And yet, if you look through the claim, there's so many mishandlings. It's pathetic. I don't know why anybody can't see it. Okay, so we have that. Now on the second one it says, all on to the duties of a work advisor are, of course I gave you the one where it says, unless the work advisor claims he has no merit. Okay, the number 2 is on claims matters, communicate with or appear before the board or the Workers' Compensation Appeal Tribunal on behalf of a worker or dependent where an advisor considers assistance is required. So there you have it again, where an advisor. So here it is again, it is upon the conclusion of one person who looks at a file and decides, do I want to help these people or do I want to just garbage? Yeah. And then you got workers' compensation there at the top, saying to these guys, yeah, throw in the garbage. You come over here, we'll give you a big, nice slice of toast with tons of butter on it. Yeah, they're putting the money in their coffer. They're not. They started out caring for us workers, seriously injured workers. I was told that by one of the adjudicators from WCB. They had to put a stop to it because they were getting very snotty letters and they didn't like it. So obviously somebody marched on over and said, look at you guys, you can't be treating us like that. We're here to rip off the seriously injured worker. So you have to come on board or we're just going to can all you guys and shut down the program. Bet you any money that's what happened. Okay, so we got him just thinking on behalf of a worker where the worker advisor considers that assistance is needed. So there again they can say, oh, I don't think you need any assistance. I think that you can write your own letter. Even though you don't know all the laws and procedures, have at her. Okay, so number 3 is advise workers and dependents with regard of the interpretation and administration of the Act or any regulations or decisions made under the Act. Right? How stupid is that? A workers' advisor's staff shall have access at any reasonable time to the complete claims files of the board and any other material pertaining to the claim of an injured worker or disabled worker, but the information contained in those files shall be treated as confidential to the same extent as it is treated by the board, effective March 3rd, 2003. Stupid. Workers or employers requiring advice or assistance on some aspect of a compensation claim are advised in the first instance to contact the board. For difficulties that are not resolved by this procedure, the Act has established workers' advisors and employers' advisors. A worker or employer may obtain advice and assistance from other sources, for example, trade unions and employers, associations, family, whatever. But the one that really gets me is, give assistance to a worker or to a dependent having a claim, except where a worker's advisor thinks the claim has no merit. How bad is that? That is terrible. That needs to be taken right out of there. I've got 8 minutes and 32 seconds I've been talking on the same subject. Workers' advisors. I'm really upset with this issue and I think I'm going to carry it on. So I'm going to pull out a few letters that I had gotten from workers' advisors. I'm going to do a little bit more research and I'm going to put them up on my posting, just so that you know. I am also submitting invoices for incurred lawyers' fees, which I have no other means of doing to fight the board but getting a lawyer, as worker advisors are falsely misleading the seriously injured worker. Keep that in mind and make sure you write and take note of every single thing a worker advisor tells you, folks. Light bright out. I'll see you on my next one.